you guys? It's your boy Alex West Collects here, bringing you the most in-depth action figure reviews here on YouTube. And today we're taking a look at AEW Jazwares Unmatched Series 8. We have the House of Black, including Malakai Black, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King. If you are interested in grabbing any of these figures, they are now available and shipping from ringsidecollectibles.com. And you guys shop, use promo code FORLIFE to save 10% off your order. So this set has really been like in transit for a while, I feel like, from Ringside. This is supposed to be in stock late January. We're kind of a few weeks into February now, maybe first week or so, so maybe not as late, but I do feel like it's been a while since we've seen an unmatched set from Jazwares. I don't know what's going on with this line. There's just so many inconsistencies and stuff, but I'm glad we have these figures in hand. I am a huge fan of the House of Black. Malakai Black, I feel like, is one of the best wrestlers out there. I would love to see him get more time instead of just these trios matches. As great as these guys are together, even with Julia Hart, I would love to see an unmatched or unrivaled figure of her to go with these three guys here. But I don't know, I just feel like wrestling wise, I've be honest, I've fallen out with AEW, and not because, you know, I'm a hater or anything. I just haven't really enjoyed the product as much, and a lot of the guys I do really like to watch, you know, really aren't getting much airtime. I hate to say, you know, like I said, these three are some. Even Buddy Matthews, I loved him in WWE as Buddy Murphy. He was great. He's got such a unique look, and you know, if they're not going to be utilized in AEW, I would love to maybe see them jump ship back to WWE. I know their contract is not set to expire for a while, but just my opinion. You know, like I said, I like to talk wrestling and figures with you guys, but I'm curious to see your guys' comments. How do you feel about that? But Malakai Black, I feel like we did get the Supreme. We did get an unrivaled figure, I believe, or unmatched. I'm not sure. I think it was unrivaled. And they are pretty hard to come by, right? I feel like they are not readily available, and I feel like once they go, they go. Obviously, this is one maybe a little toned down. He's wearing his like suit attire versus the all tatted in ring gear, so it's kind of interesting that we're getting this figure here now, but always happy to include another Malakai Black. First time we are seeing Buddy Matthews and Brody King. Brody King is a chase figure in this set, as well as the CM Punk. I believe he's the rare version. He's got a lot very different, unique paint apps on that face. So if you do score that out somewhere in the wild, or maybe Ringside sends you a chase, you know, if you're lucky enough, that is a nice piece to add. But you can see for your unmatched figures here, your standard blue carding in the back with the silver foil on top. You get the nameplate for each wrestler here on the side, as well as the images. They do look really great. Look how jacked Buddy is here. Like I said, he's one of my favorites in AEW. Flipping to the side, you will see the AEW logo. And if we can turn all the way around, you will see the AEW logo, the figure number, as well as the series Unmatched 8 on the back. Probably my favorite part of the AEW Unrivaled and Unmatched figures is the awesome images on the back. Really do fill out this set. And again, this is only 5 figures. Not sure if we're getting another one. I don't know if... Is this a set where Billy Gunn is supposed to be in here, but he's not? I don't know. I just feel like the lineups have changed so much. I wish I could have more transparency here. But you do have Penta and CM Punk are the other figures from this set, which we already have reviewed. But let's come back. We're going to crack all 3 members of the House of Black out of the packaging and see what they're all about. Up first, we're taking a look at Buddy Matthews, and the accessories included are a set of interchangeable fisted hands here, with one having the hand tape. The figure itself does have the more open hands on there as well. Additionally, you get the entrance mask that he wears to the ring, as well as the unmasked head that comes on the figure body. You'll notice he does come with this kind of cloak or robe, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to say that this mask head, probably with these antlers, maybe it doesn't quite fit. Maybe it will, actually. Taking a look at how that hood kind of like doesn't fully drape over the front of the head. Maybe we can fit it under there. We'll definitely take a look. But let's look at the actual robe first. Take a look. You see some nice detailing here with a little flat kind of like grayish paint to it. Some black detailing in there as well. Taking a look at the back, it looks like a spine of a skull or something. Really do like the look of that. You can see the little kind of tassels or shards hanging off here at the bottom of it, like a ripped cloak. I really do like the look of this, and I'm a huge fan of Buddy. I feel like I've loved him since his WWE days. It's a shame he's no longer with the company, but he's just got such a physique, such a look, and just so damn athletic. The head on the figure itself, you guys want to take a quick look at that. Something looks a little off to me. It's like it was painted weird. I don't know if mine maybe has an error. Let's kind of get a zoom in. It just kind of looks like a hand-painted prototype or something. The skin tone just looks completely off versus the actual attire here. And let's get the robe off while we're at it. and just get a better look at this head, because I noticed that in the packaging, it doesn't look right to me. Something looks off. I don't know if I have an error on mine. I'm curious to see how other people's looks in hand, but something about the skin tone on the face is just really off. It's like a flat finish versus how the actual chest is. You can even see how this other masked head stacks up versus the unmasked version. The likeness is okay. I don't think they quite nailed it. I do like the hair sculpting with the kind of curls and twists on the side, but something about the face, I don't know, the paint applications or what, looks really off to me. But you can see on the back how his hair kind of just drapes over here. All right, so I do like the sculpting of that. For your body, he does have the bigger torso here, nice kind of jacked body. He does have the painted on elbow pad as well as the wrist tape here. Additionally, on the side, you will see it says Matthews, and he's got his trademark or ripped kind of tights or shorts, whatever you want to call them. Some sculpted detail here on the front. On the back, you will have some more decals and stuff like that. So that looks pretty cool. I do like that. The kickers, I will say, do look a little on the smaller side. I don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of the Jazwares kickers, to be honest with you guys. But if you want to go through a quick articulation, the head does fully rotate. You do get the diaphragm hinge. You get a little movement here at the waist. The arms fully go around. You do have a bicep cut. You have the double jointed elbows. The wrists do fully rotate. They hinge, but they are a little tight. The splits, he does them pretty good. He does kick up a good amount forward. Not too much back. You do have the double jointed knees over here. So all in all, great articulation as usual for the Jazwares figures. And I was wrong. This masked head sculpt fits perfectly underneath this cloak. You will see the antlers are not hindered at all. That looks really cool and menacing. You can see all the detailing again on this mask. If you guys want a quick close-up of that head just to get a better look. Just looks really gnarly and menacing. I do like the look of it. And if you're curious to see what this masked head sculpt look like without the cloak on, you can get a better look of it. Again, the hair sculpting is really nice. I feel like I really like the look of this. Very unique and very toyetic. For your Buddy Matthews comparisons here, we have an Elite 84 Buddy Murphy made by Mattel. This was based during his Disciple gimmick when he was with Seth Rollins. I will say the Mattel never quite got the actual size. I feel like he looks a little small as far as his build. He really does have that very unique upper, like really big, bulky torso. I feel like that's captured more with the Jazwares, but I think Mattel did a better job as far as the head scan. Again, the Jazwares figures are scaled significantly taller. If you did want to see the masked head here, if you guys were curious to do maybe some fix-ups, I will say that this head maybe looks a tad too big. Maybe it's passable if you guys wanted to throw it on this Elite figure, if you wanted a Mattel version of the AEW figure. And moving right along, the next figure we're taking a look at is Brody King. So his accessories also do include a set of interchangeable fisted hands, as you can see here. He also does come with an interchangeable head to have his entrance mask on, and look at that. You get the antlers just like Buddy Murphy, but look at the eyes kind of peering through this kind of skull mask. Like you can see him like looking at right through you. This just looks so cool. He kind of does look like he has a handkerchief underneath here around his mouth, which is sculpted on. You can see his hair coming through. This is just, they've done such a great job with the House of Black as far as their masks. Even the Supreme Malakai Black, I just absolutely love it. For the rest of his attire, he also does come with his cloak just like Buddy. You'll see the nice kind of detailing here on the front with the kind of skeleton bones. You see different kind of strings hanging off here and how the cloak really wraps around his leg. I really do like the look of that. More of the skulls and the spine design here on the back with the hooded cloak. So this looks pretty good, but I'm curious to see how this figure looks with all the tattoo detailing, because he is heavily tatted. So for them to be able to execute a figure on Brody, like, it's just unbelievable. The head sculpt looks pretty good. I do think it has a good likeness. We'll kind of get a quick zoom in for you guys. I really do like the look to it. He's got this big beard with a kind of like a slick back hair and kind of the nice fade here. Looks really good. But the obvious selling point, or, you know, the big standout is going to be all the tattoo detail. Look at his chest. It is just covered in tattoos. Even underneath the beard, there's like hidden tattoos on his neck here, on his shoulders. Like, I don't even know if I can do this justice and capture all the tattoo detailing here. Look at the side of his torso going all the way to the back. Like, my lord. Even look on the inside of his bicep area. Just so much detailing going into this. And I don't know if they, it's all accurate. I'm not an expert on the tattoos. I'm sure some people say, he's missing this tattoo. But come on, man. You got to give him credit where credit is due. Even look at the trunks. The nice white logo here on the front with the black. It just really pops, even on the back. I really do like the design here. And there's more tats on his legs. Like, look at this. All the way down. I even love the wraps underneath the knee pads. They feel like they're sculpted on there. That is sick, man. He's got a little logo here on one of the knee pads. You can see the boots have some nice kind of like flame designs with the white. Just really pops. Take a look at the back. There are some more hidden tattoos underneath. I feel like they did such a phenomenal job with this figure. Really love how it came out. Look how awesome this head looks on this figure body with that cloak on. Again, just so goddamn menacing. If you go on a quick close-up, you can see those eyes kind of seeping through just slightly, man. Really like the look of that. I will say this head was a little tricky to get on this peg. It is a shorter peg, and you really kind of have to hold that peg in place to get this head because the actual hole through this head was really kind of tiny. So I just wanted to point that out. Be careful when you pop on this head because it was a little difficult, and I don't want you guys cracking that neck as you're trying to shove that head on there. Also, if you were curious, here is a look at the figure with the mask head on without the cloak. The last figure we are taking a look at today is Malakai Black in his suit attire. So for your accessories, you do get a set of interchangeable open hands. I will say these hands do look a little small, to be honest with you guys. So he does come with these kind of open hands where he's like sitting in his pose on the floor. Like how much smaller these hands look. I don't know. It just looks a little weird. Let's actually pop it out if you guys are curious to see. Oh, man, how small these hands are. They're so small, they're just flying out of my hands as I drop them. But, oh, that was a little stiff. They look a little bit on the small side. I mean, let me know what you guys think. As soon as I picked them up, I was like, damn, these look a little tiny. But you do get 2 interchangeable hands here. So, personally, I'm going to be going with the open hand. These would look awesome on the Unmatched figure that we got prior, or even the Supreme. But this head sculpt actually does look pretty good. So you do get 2 of them. You get more of a grimacing kind of like teeth Aleister. Excuse me, I'm gonna call him Aleister Black, aren't I? This whole review. Malakai Black. More of the straight face scan here. He does have the kind of like paint around his eye, and same kind of design on this interchangeable head here with the gritting teeth. Same paint design. You will see the tattoo underneath his eye. The same kind of sculpted like mullet. You can see going around more tattoo detailing on there as well. Personally, I think I like this head better. I don't know, one quick close-up for you guys. Let me know down in the comments below, which head do you like better? I think I like the straight face scan a little bit more so. And I think this was kind of released in the set as a cost-cutting measure. You could see how tatted up Brody King was. So to release Aleister in his ring gear, again, all tatted up, I don't think would have fit the cost. But you do get the tattoo detailing on his hands, as you guys can see there. The rest is just a plain black suit. Very similar to like the Cody Rhodes suit, minus the trench coat. He does have the kind of like vest sculpted over here. You will see the tie underneath and just plain black attire. The only difference is the shoes will have some brown on the bottom. But all in all, looks pretty good. This is something I actually really dig with the AEW figures as far as their like street attire or, you know, non-wrestling attire. They do a good job. And if you were curious to see that kind of like snarling or gritting teeth scan, here it is on the figure body. For your Malakai Black comparisons, on the left, we have this Supreme Malakai Black with the entrance mask and the cloak. This will look great with the other members of the House of Black. And on the right, we have the prior release Unmatched of him in the ring gear. Again, these are kind of hard to find, so I hope we do see more Aleisters. I know there's the other Vault exclusive Supreme coming out, so that'll be one I'm looking forward to grabbing. Additionally, here are a few Mattel Elite figures to give you some comparisons. I really do like these head sculpts that Mattel designed. If he ever does go back to WWE, I think it would be so sick to get him as an Ultimate Edition, but some great figures here from both companies. Look how sick this looks. Again, we couldn't get an in-ring gear Malakai within the set, but if you do have the prior Supreme, look at all 3 of these members with their entrance gear on. It just looks so awesome. I really love these figures here. If you guys are enjoying this video review, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of these AEW Jazwares Unmatched figures. And if you will be adding them to your collection, Personally, I'm a little biased. I'm a huge House of Black fan, so I really dig these figures. Let's start with some of the gripes. So with Buddy Matthews, I will say I'm not the biggest fan of his unmasked head. I feel like the paint applications look a little off, but the rest of the figure is pretty solid. I do like his proportions as far as his torso. I feel like it fits his build a little better. I really like the cloak, and the masked head looks so awesome with the cloak on there, so I'm a fan. Brody King, it's really great. I mean, it's just so toyetic. Forget his tattoos, just even his gear for just black and white. I feel like it does pop. I love the detailing on the boots, even the logos on his trunks. And that entrance mask, well, that is probably going to be my only gripe, is getting it on the figure was a bit of a pain in the ass. So, again, just be careful when you're swapping out the heads. Even the unmasked head, I think, came out great. And, of course, there is a chase version if you are a big fan of Brody King. Malakai, as simple as it is, I feel like this was needed, and this was the perfect spot to, slot him in here. You get him with the other members of the House of Black. It would be great to get Julia Hart to complete the 4 of them, but I highly recommend. These are now available and shipping from ringsidecollectibles.com. You guys shop, use promo code 4LIFE to save 10% off your order. But since this is the last and final video review of the Unmatched set, let's bring in the rest of the figures and rank them from my least favorite to my favorite. So here we have the full set back in front of us, and I'm going to be honest, this was a very solid set from Jazwares. This Unmatched Series 8 had a lot of great figures. Granted, some of them don't have a lot of paint applications or deco hits because probably of the cost to produce it, but it's just fun. I feel like they added the right stuff to make these figures really desirable. So with that being said, this was really tough. At number 5 being my least favorite, and again, this doesn't mean it's a bad figure. It's just, this is a very solid set from Jazwares. One of the first in a long time that has really hit on all cylinders. I just want to put that out there. But at number 5, I'm going to go Penta, only because we've gotten quite a few figures. This is a very obscure look, so I don't think it's his best figure, but it is very fun. I feel like the extra detail on those gloves really adds something to it. At number 4, I'm going to go with Malakai Black, and again, for the same reason, I really do like it, and it's a very simple figure, but there are just other figures that I feel like are better from this set. And this is where it gets tough. Like, I mean, it's already tough at 4. I think at number 3, I'm going to go with Buddy Matthews, only because this is probably the set, the figure I had the most issues with from this set, and that's due to the other unmasked head. I just didn't like it, and who knows, that could just be an error on mine, but I didn't like the way that looks, so I'm going to take off a few points, so I'm going to put him at 3. At number 2, I'm going to go Brody King. That's a great figure, just the tattoo detailing, it's just so clean, the mask. I love everything about it, but it's just hard. Number 1 has to be the ROH CM Punk Luminaries figure. It's great. I know there's some staining issues. That was probably the biggest gripe, but I like the head. I like the yellow shorts he has underneath. Just very iconic and crazy flashback time to early CM Punk days. I never thought we'd see a figure of this made, so it's kind of crazy that we have it in hand. And this is our last AEW CM Punk figure, so way to send them off with a throwback look. But all these figures are great. I do recommend them all. I don't think there's a sleeper in this set. It is a very fun wave to collect, and one of the most fun ways that I would say maybe you should go grab them all. And I have not said that very often about a lot of Jazwares figures, but again, these are now available and shipping from ringsidecollectibles.com. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video review. I appreciate all your support. I'll catch you all in the next one.